Well, more reactions are on the budget, and for that, joining me now is the former Minister of Water Supply and Estate Infrastructure and current member of the opposition from the United National Party, Jeevan Thondaman. Appreciate it, Parliamentarian, for taking the time. Now, Parliamentarian, there's an election on the horizon, and the government now has passed the budget for the coming year. In your opinion, is this a people-friendly budget?
Well, first of all, Mahieash, thank you for having me on Derana. And to answer your question, to be very honest, this budget does have its positives and negatives. But however, having been in a cabinet which, kick-started economic recovery last year, I can tell you that this budget, to me, it seems more or less very similar to former President Vikramsinghe's budget. But at the same time, I think some of the so-called reforms, you can't really call them the reforms that people voted them in for. Considering the fact that our poverty is at 25.9%, and most of our welfare programs, we are taking basically external credit to fund those programs. So that is not sustainable in my view. And I think, especially with the CEB, the various reforms brought in by former Minister Kanchana Vijaysekara, and they are quite commendable, though they were very reformist. They are quite commendable, but I do believe, I think the issue is, for the current government to try and show that they are a populist state, but at the same time liberalizing markets. 65 years of socialism led to more or less 1 year of capitalism. So in my view, I would say on the offset, it does seem like a people-friendly budget, but it is, I think the implications are going to be far more strenuous. So it's more or less a budget designed for the election.
Parliamentarian, now, in your opinion, the budget is basically passed and now it becomes a working document. Now, as we go on with these particular proposals that has been set forward by the government, do you think that the country, let's say by the end of next year or by the time that we have the next budget coming in, that we will be safeguarded and also out of the woods with regard to our economic recovery?
In my personal view, I do think to say that we will be safeguarded, we'll have to take it with a pinch of salt, considering the fact that we are significantly higher compared to what the IMF's recommendation of the deficit, not exceeding 5.2%. I believe we are at 6.7%. So that is going to be paid for by the taxpayers, and I believe even expert financial institutions have made the stand clear. It is a very ambitious budget and it's highly optimistic, but there is a very high chance it will lead to financial stress and difficulties in fiscal consolidation. And I think we should also take into account, I think the dark horse here is, we are not taking into account the current change in administration in the United States of America. Because if you look at it in a geopolitical context, with the trade war in the offing, I think we should be preparing ourselves for a difficult period. However, given, I am giving benefit of doubt to the President, His Excellency, Honorable Kumara Dissanayake. He has shown that he can be pragmatic, and hopefully we'll be able to safeguard ourselves when time comes. But given the current context, I would say it's quite ambitious, the budget, and it's going to be difficult to safeguard.
Absolutely. Well, let's wait and see. Thank you very much. That was the former Minister of Water Supply and Estate Infrastructure and also the current member of the opposition from the United National Party, Jeevan Thondaman, speaking to us. Appreciate it, sir.